Do you know how to observe a crowd's energy while you're DJing and tailor the music? If not, that's a huge problem, DJs. When reading a crowd, DJing an event, it is super important to understand your crowd's energy, know how to tailor your music to the crowd, either to get them to dance, have a good time, or if it's maybe a cocktail hour or a low-key event, you play music that goes with the flow of your audience. DJs, this is super important. Because remember, we are DJing for our audience, not for ourselves, okay? We got to understand the flow of different musics and genres. We got to know when to switch it up, when to turn it up, and when to turn it down. That is super important. So if I'm DJing cocktail hour, which we know cocktail hour is never high energy unless the client tells you they need high energy. But cocktail, one time I DJ'd a wedding where the bride wanted fast, high-paced EDM music. So 128 BPMs or 125 BPMs and up. So with that instruction, of course, I gave her what she wanted. But other than that, I've never DJ'd a cocktail hour where it was high up tempo. It was always low key, good vibes, but very low key, where people can talk over the music, and more like the music is a filler to the background. All right, it's ambient. It's not high energy, up tempo, headbangers. No, I'm not playing that type of music. And again, for DJs, it's super important to understand the dynamics of your event and what type of music flows and goes for your audience. All right. And the other thing is too, you got to understand nonverbal cues. You got to recognize signals from your audience, when to adjust. All right. You might have a party, like it's December. So many holiday parties I have DJs from this year, last year, years and years. Every holiday party I have DJ'd, I never ramp up tempo in the very beginning. That's not the vibe, unless maybe it's a 2-hour event or hour and 30 minutes. But typically with the holiday parties, especially during Christmas season, it's upbeat Christmas music, not party Christmas music, but more upbeat, not music that will put people to sleep. And then I ramp it up with upbeat, up-tempo music that's familiar to my audience. Super important. And one other thing too, DJs, when these themes for these events, make sure you're asking your client about the vibe. Ask your client, what do they want? That will also help you read the room and know what to go into. Like, it's part of the process of reading the room, knowing what type of event you're going into, what's required, having that there, and then knowing when to switch it up. Super important. But again, back to the nonverbal cues, you got to understand them, because it will help you adjust on the fly. It will help you adjust your playlist, adjust your music. If you see people, if you had 3, 4, 5 up-tempo songs, they're sweating profusely, they're tired. Some people are walking off the dance floor. Slow it down. That's a non-verbal cue. They didn't tell you need to slow it down. They're walking off the dance floor. They're going to get some water, or going to get some liquor, or going to get a drink or whatever, going to the bathroom, or, hey, I need to go outside and air off. I'm sweating like an animal. Yes, slow it down. These are all cues, super important cues that you need to pay attention to. Again, DJs, it's not brain science. It's not rocket science on how to read a room. It's very simple. Pay attention. Observe. Observation is truly an art. And you can't do that looking at your laptop. You cannot observe your audience as a DJ staring at your laptop or with the Serato or tractor face or red box, I forget the name, was the red box or record box face. You can't just sit there and look at the laptop and be scared to look up because you're not observing. You're not going to know how your audience is reacting. Look at people. Make eye contact. When you make that eye contact and you look at people and you observe, you're going to get those nonverbal cues. People want to turn up and party more, or, hey, slow it down. It's just super, super important. And like I mentioned earlier, when you understand the theme, you talk to your client, when you build that connection with your client of what they want, the musical journey is lovely. You can deliver on all avenues. You literally can keep everybody engaged. Okay? So remember, it's not just about playing music. It's always about creating an experience for your audience to remember for a lifetime. All right? Again, ladies and gentlemen, one bad event can literally take everything away from you from DJing for this client ever again. Shoot, your reputation could be destroyed. Oh, this DJ or this company does not know how to read the room. They just play wherever they want. They make no eye contact. They're not engaging. Super important. Again, DJs, remember, it is crucial to read the crowd, read the room, read the audience. And you do that by actively observing, paying attention to your audience and your guest. If you do that, trust me, your event will be a success.